Aside from me fighting a hardcore Carmex addiction and being in treatment for that, which I can finally say I'm clean and sober for how long is it now? 45 minutes. Hopefully we can now move on with our life. Dungeons and Dragons news. Now, all we care about, we're not here to look at news for tabletop, although obviously we love tabletop, right? All we care about, though, for our perspective for this channel is video game news, because we want to lock in and get excited about some new Dungeons and Dragons video games. I'm not that hopeful to see anything here, just because in the space of video game news, Dungeons and Dragons, for whatever reason, is usually very slow, not much happening. But so somebody ranked the classes. That doesn't really matter to us. Somebody's talking about some core rule update. That doesn't really matter. D&D immersive quest experience review and walkthrough. That's something that's not video game related. This is video game related. Final Baldur's Gate 3 update marks the end of an era. Larian Studios released their final Baldur's Gate update that was called Patch 8. You guys who played Baldur's Gate know I have 1,500 hours in Baldur's Gate 3. It was one of my favorite games. I would argue that it probably is in the top 5 games of all time. It probably is my number 1 game of all time, simply because of like how much I enjoyed all the different playthroughs and the characters and the writing and how beautiful the art and the models were. Like, you can make a character in that game that actually is attractive, or you can make a character in that game that's repugnant. Like, it just had such a great character designer. And then when you played the game, the characters that you played opposite the other characters were voice acted really, really well. So it's just super fun. So, I mean, it's sad to see that update, but Larian Studios now is positioned to be the next big AAA studio to replace what we lost when BioWare got taken over by EA and destroyed. Basically, if you guys in that top 5 list, Mass Effect is up there in the top 5 of my all-time favorite game. You guys who played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, that game was amazing, super fun. It's a little dated now, but I still think it's one of the best video game series of all time. It's really good science fiction. They pull a lot of sci-fi elements from a bunch of different movies and books and things. And as someone who writes science fiction, I thought that they did a really good job. Like the Reapers. I mean, the Reapers are kind of like iconic now. People talk about them in other situations. So that's it for that. So Larian Studios for giving us that beautiful game, and we look forward to whatever's next. D&D one-shots. I think the one-shots are like little short adventures that you can do in one night. Yeah, all right, but that's TTR. That's tabletop. Salvatore's Legend of Drizzt book. So I think this dude is still writing, or yeah. Okay, so he wrote 40 books, bro. This is why, like, I didn't think it was a good idea for them to remove Drow, like, because his stuff is so popular. He made Drow like super interesting. We won't talk about that though. We're looking for video game news. Universal Fan Night, Secrets of Waterdeep. Okay, that's Universal Studios theme park is part of the... All right, so we need to look at this story, because are they making a D&D theme park? Secret of Waterdeep. Universal Studio theme park Rolling the Dice, a new event that will see Dungeons & Dragons franchise become a major part of its 2025 Universal Fan Fest Night, a series of after-hour programming that celebrates pop culture. Okay, exhibits, puzzles, interacting with characters from D&D lore. It runs from April to May, April 25th to May 18th. So it started today. Dungeons & Dragons Secrets of Waterdeep event. Life-size puppet of a beholder crime lord, Xanathar. Wow, that's probably really cool. Is that a picture of it? If that's a picture of it, that's awesome. It's really cool that somebody's doing something like this. Yeah, I guess that's a picture of it. Fan Fest night. So it's kind of like a month-long Comic-Con about D&D at Universal Studio in Hollywood. So if you're in California, you could go to this. That's pretty cool. If anybody goes, definitely let me know about it. If it was fun. Okay, FanFest, a series of events taking place in the spring. Dungeons and Dragons. Others pop stuff is Back to the Future, One Piece, Star Trek. Like, it looks like they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and Super Nintendo World Let's Go Yoshi. All right, so hey, W Universal, they're doing some interesting stuff there. There's no like mention here of the cost, what it costs to get in. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's $75. And then you can pay a whole bunch more if you want to get like the unlimited fan pass, $250. That is a very pricey like date, right? But it looks like it's something that would be interesting to do. They have like D&D themed food. Hunter's Mark is marinated beef. Beholder Brew is like a soup. A Fireball is a chocolate brownie. A gelatinous cube is a blueberry raspberry gummy. I mean, that's cool. Beholder Brew is a beer. Like, I would try that. And it looks like they have merch from it. So that's really cool. That's very cool. And there's a whole bunch more to come, not just D&D, but they're doing, like I read, all the other worlds, Back to the Future, Star Trek, Harry Potter. So that's cool. So it seems like whatever they're doing, if this comes out to be something that is cool, the fact that they included Dungeons and Dragons in it is really awesome. So that's a W for the game. Has nothing to do with video games, but it's cool. Player's Handbook. Okay, we don't really care about that. We don't really care about... I mean, this is probably interesting to read here. The Gathering Plains. But it has nothing to do with video games. Sage Compendium. That's a book. All the books. Schedule for more books. Okay, that doesn't matter. Anthology update. New books. It's a bunch. They're just releasing a bunch of new books. Obviously, they would, right? They make their money from releasing books, so. How to handle a total party kill as a DM. Here's a trick. Fake your dice roll. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Right? If your DM is rolling 20s in front of you, there's something wrong, I think. My opinion. D&D director Jeremy Crawford is leaving Wizards of the Coast. Now, I don't know much about this person. That could be a W, but I know they've had a bunch of people leave Wizards of the Coast, and people haven't been happy about the direction that they've been going in. So, for all we know, maybe that's a good thing, but that could be a bad thing. I just don't know enough about it. And since Wizards of the Coast is technically related to our video game, we'll take a look at what this has to say. So, the Dungeons & Dragons creative director, Chris Perkins, retired. Game director Jeremy Crawford is also leaving. He's been at the company for 20 years. Crawford is one of the key creators working on the core books, lead designer of the revised Player's Handbook. So is this the dude who's responsible for getting rid of half-elves? Because if he is and he's leaving, then that's a good thing. Arby's D&D set is now going on sale. Each year, the fast food chain Arby's releases D&D dice. I did not know that. You guys who go to Arby's have been keeping that a secret from me. I never knew that. So now I know. Now I know to check. This is cool. And apparently they gain value. D&D Dungeon Delves is another book. Baldur's Gate. WizKids Baldur's Gate minis have arrived. I will have to get those. Those look really cool. That's awesome. They have Withers. Shadowheart. I married Shadowheart in the game. Oh, they have the ball spawn. That's really cool. Yeah, we love Baldur's Gate. That's super cool. I'm gonna have to look for these. Nice. Oh, it looks like they have a whole bunch. So, like, you could actually game with these. They have a Bullet, they have a Mind Flayer, a Beholder. Yeah, that's really cool. They have Myconid. That dude, yeah. Oh, they did a great job with these. That looks super cool. Awesome. Well, that's exciting. So those are by WizKids. I'm not sure when they are out. They probably are out now. It looks like they made a whole bunch of minis. Oh, those are digital minis. Okay. That's a little different. That's for the, yeah, whatever, like the digital VTT that they use. Sigil VTT. There's another novel about Drow from R.A. Salvatore, who's writing about Drizzt's daughter named Breezy. I don't know anything about this. This is the first time I'm seeing of it, but like I said, Salvatore has so many popular books. I'm sure that'll do well as well. People really like his stuff. But he's been writing for like, what, 40 years or 35 years or something like that. So we'll see if he still has it. I'm not sure what that is. Player pack for D&D Beyond. WizKid, more minis. And those look really cool. Iconic 1977 Monster Manual back for the WizKid. These are more minis by that WizKid. These were modeled after the original Monster Manual images. That's super cool. Yeah, that's so cool. So we'll see if I can pick up any of these. It doesn't really say how expensive they are. Oh, 80 bucks. 80 bucks gets you these. Don't know how big they are. If anybody gets these, let me know.
Standing stone. script is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark.